Welcome to the Cold with the Boys podcast, where we bring you new content creators every week. Sorry, I was told I read this like a mortuary by Nathan.
It's an obituary. Thank you very much.
I know,
What?
but he
I'm
said
going to find the
mortuary.
recording that we did before this so that people could hear how dull you are. It's an obituary. He sounded like he was reading an obituary. It's like he just woke up. It's 3:30. Did you just wake up?
No.
I bet you did.
Dude, I've been packing all day.
Oh, I have to be an adult today.
It's true, I do. I do have to be an adult today.
Who is our guest today?
Well, hold on. I'm a Sen, and you're Nathan. We gotta
I think
introduce
everybody
that first.
knows who we are. You're the dull one. I'm the live, bubbly, good sir. Okay.
Oh my god. Well, you are bubbly. Anyway, this is episode 47, titled Clever Nation, with special guest Christopher Clever. Am I being dull again? Should I live it up?
You're good. No,
Okay.
just
All right.
keep going.
All right. We talked to him about his Twitch streamer community, Clever Nation, social media irks, the Game Awards, and Adam Savage.
And he very much does look like Adam Savage. Make sure he has his glasses on when you go by and see him. Check out his stream. If he's got his glasses on, like, you'll be looking around the corner for Jamie and whatever crazy Mythbuster stuff that they do. But you'll see when you get there.
Yeah. I mean, I've never seen Adam Savage and Chris Clever in the same room, so, you know.
There's a possibility that they're the same person.
Yeah, fat chance. All right, so let's all sit back, relax, and open a cold one.
Yeah. I just wanna crack that door with that boys, yeah. No more baby mamas, no more kids to watch, cause I got babysitters. Now it's time for licking, come on, give it to me, cause it's my escape. Now it's time to annihilate, let my troubles all die away. I'm on a diet, Please do not try this, cause do not invite it. I'm dripping and go call the Midas. This night I was excited, it got me reignited. I've been waiting so long I can't fight it, but now I'm Mike Tyson inside, I'm on fire. It ain't nothing like a true bro, brotherhood worth more than a huge blow.
My dad randomly texted me yesterday at like 4 o'clock, and as you know, I was sleeping. You kept me up too late playing Age of Empires.
Oh my god.
But I passed out at like 2 o'clock on the couch, and I don't think I got back up till like 6, and then we started playing, but he texted me at like 4 o'clock and was like, "Are you watching the CBS Game Awards?" I was like, first off, why do you even know that's a thing? And second off, how did I not know that they were on? Because I knew we just had the, it wasn't the Gamers' Choice Awards. It was the awards that was last week. What was that? I don't remember.
I just know about the Game Awards that just happened.
There was the one that we had yesterday. And then there was one a week before where, like, for somehow a PS only title, God of War, won Game of the Year. That still blows my mind that a PlayStation only game could win. A single platform game shouldn't be able to win any kind of award, in my opinion. But did any of you guys watch the Gamers' Choice Awards from yesterday?
I haven't seen it. I didn't catch it. I've heard stories. I know Dead Cells actually won out. I can't remember what category it was, but I was pretty proud of that. I like Dead Cells a lot.
Well, see, I didn't get to watch it because I had no idea it was on. I guess I wasn't paying enough attention. But I was scrolling through, reading some of all of the categories that won, and of course, Fortnite won everything that I saw.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm quitting.
Dude,
I'm quitting.
I was shocked that it didn't win the gaming awards from the week before. I don't know how God of War won, but Fortnite literally won everything that it category could be in.
Like God of War, it won the best new game and then also Game of the Year or something like that. I know best ongoing game was Fortnite.
I heard God of War was amazing. I haven't played it, but I've heard it was amazing.
Yeah, I heard it was really good.
So I wouldn't negate the game isn't amazing because it's on an exclusive, but it It is kind of crazy that can happen. Like, oh, it's only on the PlayStation though.
Right.
But then again, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I've never played them, but everybody I've talked to said they're amazing, wonderful games. You should literally buy a PlayStation if all you play is God of War, and then you can throw it in the trash. Like, I've literally had people tell me that. And like you said, I'm not negating the fact that it's a good game and that it shouldn't win. I think it's crazy that, you know, a PlayStation only title, which cuts out a third of everything else, is how that won. Like, that just drives me crazy.
This is the thing, man. Like, even the last year before God of War won Game of the Year, last year it was Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Was it?
So yeah, so that's an exclusive for Nintendo only, and that makes complete sense to me that God of War can win, because like Nintendo games, you know, they don't play on anything else other than their own console.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
What?
My cat's going to make an appearance on this episode.
I see that. Is she going through heat? What the hell?
Yeah, I think she is, probably.
That's funny.
But yeah, like I don't know. I haven't played God of War either, but I've always heard it's a great series, and this one particularly had a great storyline and everything. So I don't know what else could have won. Maybe Red Dead, but Red Dead just came out not too long ago.
Well,
so I don't know.
That's what I was thinking was going to win, was Red Dead, because it blew up across the Twitch community. I unfortunately haven't got to play it because I don't own a console anymore. I'm a PC.
Yeah, I don't either. But I mean, as far as you talking about how people said to buy a PlayStation, play God of War, and then throw it away. Like, I'm one of those people that at first I was like that. I mean, I used to have a PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2. You know, I never was a big Xbox fan.
Right.
But I mean, as far as Red Dead 2, you know, you got Spider-Man. I mean, I'm assuming Spider-Man's multiple console. I don't know if it's an exclusive, but things like that. I mean, there's so many games that I haven't gotten to play. Like Last of Us, I would love to play the remastered version of that. So I'm actually planning on getting a PlayStation 4 at some point, just so I can say, hey, I did play God of War. Or I did play Last of Us.
Yeah, speaking of Last of Us, that was voted most anticipated game, I think, for next year. I think that's what everybody's looking forward to, which is crazy because in that category was Kingdom Hearts 3, Elder Scrolls 6, and that new Cyberpunk 2077, and The Last of Us 2 won, which I think they had a preview of it at E3 last year. And I don't know I'm pretty sure I watched it, but I don't know how it went.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it deserved its Game Award. You know, everything did. Even Fortnite, as much as, you know, none of us like it, we have to admit it is popular. And I don't know why, but you know,
it makes me sick, honestly.
It has its place. Yeah.
It's one of those things that they still put out quality content, even if I absolutely despise the game. The content that they update, like they still add new stuff to the game. They still keep their skins going. I mean, it's a money-making machine, first of all, but also as far as the game quality content, like I've seen people in my community play it a lot, and they have community nights where they're like, hey, anybody want to jump in and just do a 4-man thing?
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, if it's bringing you guys together and you're enjoying it, do it. I mean, some people are on Dead by Daylight. Some people are playing Warframe. I mean, Destiny 2. Like, there's so many games that people kind of use it for a community crutch to be like, hey, let's interact with our viewers or interact with people in the community. And I think that's important, and it does the job.
Yeah.
I still don't like it. But
I think they have like a really good, as much as it is a money grab, it's a really good model they have with the whole like League Pass, or Season Pass or whatever, where you buy it and then you just get skins and stuff throughout the season the more you play it. That's
true also. And they've also tapped into that idea that people tend to buy more things, like impulse buys, when they do timed stuff. So it's like 24 hours only you can get this skin. It's never coming back around.
Yeah.
And they do that a lot. A lot of games do it, actually. And it ends up being this kind of like, oh shoot, I need to spend $10 today.
Yeah, it makes EA look like they're in the dinosaur age. Like,
yeah,
coming in like, well, if you want to get this character, you either have to grind 600 hours or you can just pay us $24.90. No, I'm just like that's exactly how EA comes in with it, like old school, and that's just not how it works anymore. A lot of games are starting to take Fortnite's model, like Rocket League, for example. They have a league pass now that's exactly like Fortnite, where you just get skins and different things the more you play.
Yeah.
So I think it's a smart idea, but either way, Fortnite is, I don't know. I'm hoping something just beats it out, because I don't like watching it. I don't like playing it. And unfortunately, some streamers that I do like to watch
That's all they
play
play
it
now.
a lot. Yeah, that's all they play, and then I'm like, man, I can't watch it. I don't enjoy it. So
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing Call of Duty Black Ops, the Blackout mode with friends, and I hate Battle Royale games.
Yeah.
I hate them, dude. I just don't. I never got much into PUBG. I played it a little bit with friends whenever we were just bored on a Thursday night, Friday night. We'd get drunk and just have a good time.
Hell
But
yeah.
for the most part, it was just I jump in, I get loot, and then I die. And I'm like, I'm not going to spend 100 hours playing this to get good at it. But more recently, since I've been playing Blackout, it's one of those games where like I will play it mostly off stream with friends, just dicking around in Discord and talking shit,
Right.
you know?
yeah.
But with stream, I know for a fact that I'm a variety streamer and people come in for my personality. They want to see me play. You know, I've been playing Just Cause 4, for instance, just started it.
Yeah.
And they're having a blast watching me mess up in the game. And it's like, they know that that's, you know, kind of what I do. And watching me super focused in Blackout, actually trying to get kills and win. They're like, this is not like, why are you so quiet? Why you look so mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's the
I
thing
don't
too.
look
Like,
mean. I'm just trying to focus.
yeah, with variety streamers, unfortunately, like you have to stick to games. You don't have to, obviously, but it's more beneficial to you to stick to games that you can play while, you know, on the side, being able to talk to chat.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's one of those things where you also have to have something that's some stuff you can comment on. Because
Right.
if I play the same round in Black Ops over and over again for 8 hours of a stream
Yeah.
and I'm not really good at the game, I'm okay. Like I'm decent. I mean, I'm probably about the most average player. I get 2 to 4 kills a game. I get some wins, but for the most part, nobody cares.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
nobody cares about that.
Yeah,
I
unless
have
you're
no
like Shroud. No one cares.
Yeah, I have no technical esports. Like I'm not a prodigy. I'm not, I'm just a dude.
You're just a dude that looks like
The only
Adam
way that I
Savage.
could see that being fun is if like, my friend Max and I play it sometimes. It's like if he and I get on stream and people hear our banter back and forth, that's
Uh-huh.
great because they're there for the banter. They're not there for the gameplay.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like what
Yeah, there's
people
little
listen to
things
our
like that.
podcast for. Me and Sin's banter.
Yeah. I hate
Idiot.
this guy. Yeah, so just like that.
Here's a question for you for Fortnite. Is Twitch what made Fortnite what it is? I've been thinking about that. Like, I feel like if Twitch wasn't as big as it is, like, you didn't have Ninja, Tim, all those guys streaming it, building a community around it, do you think the game would made it to where it is now? Or is it all hype built up off the streamers?
I think it's kind of like that old pants versus belt analogy. Like you don't really know which one's holding the other up.
A little bit of both.
Yeah, a little bit of both because we had H1Z1, we had CS GO, and even, pretty much any Counter-Strike game before that. We had people playing CS GO in tournaments on Twitch for a long time.
Right.
And, even Ninja played Halo. He played Halo for the longest time, and he built up a pretty good foundation of people. And then at some point, they played PUBG. PUBG came out, and the Battle Royale mode blew up because everybody always wanted some Battle Royale Hunger Games-esque
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
And the idea was there. And then I guess, you look at Disrespect got big on PUBG, I
Yep.
believe. I think he just played that all the time. And it's one of those things where the game made them and they made the game. It's really what it comes down to. I think it's they wouldn't be complete without one another.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, if Ninja, Tim, and some of the TSM guys, if they just all stop playing Fortnite all of a sudden and they all switch to the same game, I think Fortnite would start losing people.
Oh yeah, they have enough momentum now as not just streamers but content creators, broadcasters, YouTubers. They're like you could go to. There's so many. This is one thing. This is going to be a pet peeve of mine. I'm throwing out there, but
All right.
there's so many channels on YouTube that just take 10 minutes of a Dr. Disrespect or a Ninja video, and they put up, oh my God, Ninja got so-and-so kills, and look what happens next. It's like clickbaity YouTube, and it's just some off dude monetizing 10 minutes of Ninja, and it's boom, 400,000 views in a day. And it's like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
People just profiting off of these guys. It's like, oh my God, such bottom feeders, man.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of that on YouTube, and the past 5 episodes we've been talking a lot about YouTube, and a lot of we've talked to YouTube content creators and streamers that have switched over to Twitch because YouTube is what it is.
A dumpster fire.
Not only like, sorry.
Yeah, I'm a YouTube partner, and I haven't done content creation on it. I mean, I do random like how to be better at Twitch, and here's how to do a little knick-knack here, and like I do little videos like that, or like funniest moments videos of my stream. But other than that, I just don't care, because it's just, you can upload a video and you can put 500 tags on it and just dominate some search result, and it's like, it's so clickbaity now. I hate it. It's just like,
yeah.
I think it's still a valuable tool, just like Instagram and Twitter and all that. You can use it to kind of find other, I found streamers before from it, but it's just too much stuff on there, man. It's too much spam now.
I mean, what sucks the most is that those videos that you're talking about, like someone will take 10 minutes of like Dr. Disrespect's video and post it on there and get a bunch of likes, is like those people's videos end up overtaking the actual creator himself.
Exactly.
And then I go on YouTube and I'm just searching for like a best plays of Dr. Disrespect, and I end up clicking on it because I just want to see his best plays. Not like I don't pay attention as much to who the like creator is at first. So I like watch the video and I'm like, oh, I just gave this guy a view. Great.
Great.
So
well, yeah, and you also have to note too that it's not just searching for Disrespect or Ninja or any of the big ones, but if you just go to YouTube and you type in like sometimes I'll do that. I'll type in Black Ops, like I want to see how people play, and I'll just type in like best headshot kill or something just to see what happens, and it's just flooded with those. And you can't find any smaller content creators. You have to go back pages upon pages, and they just get drowned out.
Yeah.
It's always the big guy. Yeah, I agree with that. It's flooded. I don't know. I definitely think YouTube needs to have some competition, and that no one has the funding to really compete right now.
Yeah,
it sucks. But anyway, so we should probably 15 minutes in introduce who our guest is.
Rude ass.
We have Christopher Clever here from. He's the founder of Clever Nation, which is a Twitch community, and Lars actually is in Clever Nation, and he told me about you guys and what you're all about, and I was like, man, I gotta get him on, because that sounds like the type of community that you would want to be a part of, you would want to befriend. It's just a really good concept you had for Clever Nation. So tell us a little bit about Clever Nation, what it's all about.
Well, first, thanks for the introduction, guys. Appreciate it, and thanks to Lars for putting my name out there. But the what I like to say is that I'm not necessarily. I mean, I'm one of the founders of Clever Nation. We have between me and 3 others. We run the community as community managers, as kind of a tribunal. We talk about stuff, we vote stuff. We try to make it not so much about, hey, Christopher Clever's thing, and more about the community itself on Twitch. That's kind of how it came about. I was like, we had so many streamers that were friends of ours that would have their own Discords, right? And it would just be like, I was a part of like 85 Discords, and I was like, guys, and nobody's posting in any of them, and it's not anything offensive to those. It's just you're a very, very small level person on Twitch, and I hate using that word small. You're growing, you're aspiring, whatever, but you're like, you're at that level where you're the only person posting your Discord, maybe another person, 2 other people, whatever. And so what I did was I turned my own Discord. I just gave up having a Discord, and I made it into a community Discord. And it was supposed to be just, hey, everybody, let's just post all our clips here. Let's just post everybody's Twitch here. Let's promote here. Let's try to get a bunch of people in, and we'll just kind of make it like this comfy couch, as I call it. It's kind of like the old days where you're sitting around an N64, right? So that's kind of how it started. And then it became, it's kind of like I look how my dad was an alcoholic asshole when I was growing up, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. You know? And so I looked at other communities that were just spamming and they're adding every streamer they can find, and there's hashtag support small streamers, and it's just this spam on Twitter and all this. And I was like, I don't want to do it that way. I just want it to be like, let's invite people like one at a time, you know, and let's talk to people and let's get to know their stream and let's try to befriend them and not just be like, hey, you can come promote here as long as you support me, you know? It's so it became this real community. And there are several real communities out there, but we actually used it, you know, like it was supposed to be, and so that's kind of how it came about.
I mean, it's not a pyramid scheme like a lot of them.
Oh,
like,
yes, it's.
I'm not going to name any names because I don't want to get in trouble with anybody, but there are some out there where it's just like there's that guy at the top, and everyone around him is like it's kind of like a support towards the person at the top.
Yeah, and it's kind of like those tweets. I have a huge problem with them, and I actually did a really sarcastic tweet 2 days ago when I said something like, I was like, it's hype time, let's grow together. I was like, tag a streamer that replies to this dumb shit. It's just like, you know, it's those Twitter posts that people tweet out where they're like, you know, tag a streamer you like, and I'll go check them out, and I have 600 bits to give away. It's like, come on, dude, just. The only reason they're doing that is to get traction on that tweet and get thousands of retweets because they're trying to find those people who are sucking at the teat. And it's like, dude, grow your content, make your, you know, grow from the inside out, not trying to look for the outside and try to find someone who's going to give you stuff. Like, that's not how it works. So yeah, we try to be the opposite of that. And the only unfortunate thing about it is that I named it Clever Nation because my name's Christopher Clever and people don't see. And I'm like, I'm not the dude at the top. I'm actually just, I step back and I want it to be a well-oiled machine that if I leave for 2 months, then it just continues on.
Right. Yeah.
And unfortunately, I just couldn't think of anything. I was like, it sounds cool, I guess. And like, we just kind of went with it. And now you know, we've already got merch, we've got logos, we've got branding everywhere. And it's pretty much too deep now that it's like, I can't change it now. It's too much.
We're stuck now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I really like the concept of that community, and that's also, you know, we are also a part of a community that we designed that's really very similar, and we're very, very small. We're much smaller than you guys, but we have like the same concept in the sense of, you know, we want to grow slowly. We don't want to just invite everybody in, and we want to keep it a community, kind of keep everyone in like on the same page, just, you know, doing what you want to do, but being a part of something bigger without anyone like being at the top of like, okay, well, if you're a part of this, you got to be like, you know, this is the top podcast, go listen to them right now. You know, like we don't require any of that from any streamers or anything, and vice versa. Like I'm not, I know one of our streamers, Kilroy Killjoy, he was kidding around. He's like, so at the last meeting, he was like, so at the end of every episode, you guys are going to promote my stream, right? So
get out.
It's little things like that, but
You're done.
You're done. But no, that's what I really like about it is you just build a genuine community that cares. You know, your streamers are in a good place, and it's just beneficial for everybody.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it is we don't, and I tell people when they join up, you know, they join the Discord, and then once they kind of talk a little bit and they promote their stream a couple times, and we kind of get to know them, then we make them into what I call a community streamer role, which basically puts them on our website, so that any of our community streamers, when they're done with their stream and they don't have anybody to host or raid, you know, we still encourage you to raid everyone outside of Clever Nation. Like, do your thing.
Right.
Oh yeah,
that's how you grow. You don't want to be a snake eating its own tail. So we tell people, you know, utilize the site when you can. If you just don't have anybody to host, it's great support. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, like going toward that, you wouldn't believe how many people message me and go, well, I mean, do I have to put this logo up? Do I have to like spam you guys on Twitter? I'll put hashtag Clever Nation behind and I'm like, don't do any of that. Like it's just literally us hanging out. It's just friends.
Yeah.
And that's what it should feel like. And I think it's important to do that. That's what it's all about. If you've ever created a guild or a clan or anything in any MMO, or, I mean, you know, that's the backbone of it. It's supposed to be the backbone of it. It's not always is.
Right.
It's like, you know, that's what it comes down to, is you have to have like the non-toxic friendships between people and kind of grow that way.
Ascen's a very
Yeah.
toxic person though, so it's hard to
Wow.
build a community around him.
Getting called out.
Yeah, dude. Every episode getting called out.
Speaking of the whole thing on Twitter where people, do the whole thing with, tag a streamer that needs support or whatever, like whenever I'm going through our Twitter, like I'm at work on break or lunch, I just scroll through Twitter, see if any kind of news pops up. A lot of the times when I see those, I'll check to see who shared it, like who retweeted that or who liked that tweet. And if it's like a lot of the times I go through and I unfollow those people because I don't want that on my news feed because it just bugs the shit out of me to see that stuff coming through. Like, I don't know. I hate spam email.
Yeah, of course.
Spam anything, and I feel like
feels like spam email.
they're
Yeah.
spamming my Twitter, and it's annoying. I don't
I
like
mean,
it.
it depends what it is. I mean, but there's also like a level of support you give to people that is good, and there's a level that's too
Right.
much. And I hate saying this because it's a very unpopular opinion, but there are streamers out there who will tweet out, that just obvious things like, hey, you know what I'm tired of? Don't go in other streamers, streams and promote yourself. And it's like, everybody not everybody knows
Yeah.
that, but it's like you're doing this and then they get 800 retweets and then they post another one and it's just saying the same thing, but just like slightly
Yeah.
different. And then they do it again and then they do it again. And it's like, dude, I'm seeing through you. Now you're not trying to do that to help people. You're doing that to
Yeah.
promote yourself. And it's
Exactly.
ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that a lot. That whole don't promote yourself in other people's streams. Like, I think the only people that don't know that are like the new streamers
Absolutely
starting out.
new. Yeah.
And if they're trying to talk to other streamers, the reason they'll get so many retweets is because every streamer deals with someone like that at some point.
Of course, it's relatable.
Yeah, it's relatable. And so as soon as it's relatable, they're just like, oh, retweet.
Oh, he's so
like-
right. Like he's like so true.
He's so right.
true. But that's what happens too. And it's almost like a generic. It's a generic statement, kind of like horoscopes. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it says I'm charismatic and funny sometimes. Yeah, that's just me. That's totally me. Like, no. Why are you retweeting this?
Everybody is.
The other ones that
that's
get
good.
me are the ones talking about titty streamers. Anybody having a problem with female streamers with this whole thing that came up not too long ago about the guy reporting all these streamers and e-girls to the IRS for not filing taxes or whatever. Like, as soon as that came out, my Twitter was nothing but spammed with people complaining about female streamers. I was like, please, God, stop.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, it's a
just
select
stop
few.
talking about it.
Yeah, it's a select few people who are doing that, and honestly, like I it's almost like it becomes a bandwagon of like, yeah, obviously we don't care. Like, stream what you want, wear what you
Exactly.
want. Like, I don't give a shit who does whatever on Twitter or on Twitch.
Exactly.
But when you start seeing a dude complain about it, just ban him, block him. Like, I remove that stuff because I'm like, I don't care about any of that. It's just do your thing. I don't have any problem with anyone streaming whatever the hell they want to stream. And then it's up to the viewer to decide if they want to come and subscribe to you. And if you get 10,000 subscriptions over me, you're not stealing my views because you got
Exactly.
boobs. It's it's such a stupid
Yeah.
concept.
It really is. Yeah. People that think that, women streamers get that stuff because they're women is just stupid.
They're just mad
Like-
because those women are more exciting and funnier than they are, and they can't handle it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, my girlfriend's not a streamer, but she would be a really good one as far as her sense of humor goes. I mean, she's
Right.
freaking hilarious. And she's got
Mhm.
boobs. And it's like, you're not going
Right.
to, I'm just saying, like, but inevitably, if she streamed, there would be those dudes. And you know what would happen? We would ban them and then we would move on with our life. There's no sense in spam,
Mhm.
like spamming Twitter. Like, I can't believe this guy, it's just like, well, let's just move on. Let's
Yeah.
get the toxicity out and don't I mean, you can talk about it. Of course you could talk about it. You know, if you're on the next stream and you're like, yeah, man, that guy was an asshole, of course. But it's just one of those things where the more we dwell on it, the more that person wins because they commented once in your chat. You know what I mean? It's like, let's put them off. Let's ban them and, you know, let them complain into their closet, you know, in the dark where no one listens to them.
Yeah.
They're 20 followers on Twitter, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't understand those people that do that, but I guess they're whatever your prerogative is.
Yeah, I mean, I completely, like, people are passionate about stuff, and I understand, like, but you know, when it becomes to the point where every day you're just posting a generic thing about a thing that everyone 99% of the popularity, you know, or the population agrees with, you're talking to your own inner circle. You know, you're just
beating a dead horse.
Yeah,
you're yelling into your echo chamber.
That's the word I was thinking of. Yeah. You're just
actually, I don't think you're not allowed to say beating a dead horse anymore. I don't know if you guys saw that. PETA put out this huge thing on Twitter.
PETA kills animals, so I don't listen to them.
Dude, I'll have to find this picture and send it to you if you haven't seen it whenever we're done. But it's like phrases to use instead of like killing a bird with 2 stones or, you know, beating a dead horse. Like anything having to do with dead animals, they've given you a different phrase to use in place of it. It was hilarious. I'll have to find it.
I'd rather just respect animals than
exactly.
changing my I mean, I get it. I understand that, you know, things can be sensitive, but anything PETA puts out, I'm not even gonna go on that rant. They've done worse things than most humans have, so I'm not even gonna get on that.
Yeah, I didn't want to go down that. I said it, and then I was like, oh, wait, you can't say that anymore.
That's fine.
Dude, stop beating the dead horse.
Yeah, what are you doing on this podcast right now?
Dude,
Sorry.
I'm going to call PETA right now.
I have to put a spoiler alert on the title of this one.
Yeah, this episode is non-PETA friendly.
Trigger warning.
When I share this podcast,
Trigger
I'm hashtagging PETA immediately. I'm adding them.
Oh,
you know, one of my favorite. This is a. So when I stream, I have big black rim glasses and I have long, thin blonde hair. Well, not long hair, but like, you know, just my hair is really thin. And everybody calls me Adam Savage, like from Mythbusters, because they're like, oh, you look like Adam. And it became such a thing in my stream that people would come in brand new. Oh, hey, I just checked out your stream. And by the way, have anyone ever told you we have a Savage command in my chat now that counts? And it's up to like 165 times or something.
Oh my God.
But the problem is that people will come to my stream and watch me for like 30 minutes and they'll clip something and then they'll tag Adam Savage on Twitter in it. And look at your tweet. And it happens so much that guy has to be annoyed by now. He has to be like, who the hell? Yeah. Like, he's not going to come check me out more because you guys tweeted at him more. Like, it's not going to be like, well, now, you know, I've had 1,000 of these. I guess I got to go see this dude.
Wouldn't it be funny if it actually worked, though?
Do I think what?
I said, wouldn't it be funny if it actually worked? Like, he just pops into your stream, like, who the fuck are you? And like, why did people keep tagging me?
Yeah, I'm suing Twitter? You for your likeness. Using my likeness. Like, what? But, okay, well.
How would you ever actually know, though? Like, someone could just make the name like official Adam Savage or something and just walk in and be like, hey, so I heard,
you wouldn't know it's him.
Look like me.
It's one of those things.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
It's just a funny little thing that I don't really talk about it a lot as far as like the adding him thing, but even people in my community will at him and I'm like, please stop doing that. Like, it's so weird. Like, it's so weird. I don't know what's going to happen. You know, whatever. It's fine.
Do you think, though, that deep down, like, do you think that one of these days he saw one of those, he clicked on it, and he's watched you once for like 2 minutes?
I bet he has.
Maybe. Who knows? I don't think it's happened, but yeah, I think it would be hilarious. Like, people always joke about it. Well, like, I mean, they're like, well, you know, I've never seen Christopher Clever and Adam Savage in the same place, so clearly they may be the same person. I'm like, so I do want to go to a convention or something where he's at and be able to take a picture with him because I think that would break the internet.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
Like, I found my dad.
That'd be great.
Like, I found my dad.
I found my dad.
Just like make it super funny. I don't know.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great if he actually, like, you know, came to your stream for 2 minutes and he was like, dude, this guy's like talking about nipples. Why am I involved in any way with this guy?
You know
right now?
what I would love to do? You ever go to the movies and then you're at like a Cinemark or an Alamo Draft House? I don't know what movies, theaters you got, but you'll go in and it'll be like, I don't know what his name is, Clint Eastwood, like, and he's standing in front of a podium and he's like, "You're watching a movie at the Alamo Draft House. Enjoy the movie. Don't talk, whatever." I would love to get Adam Savage to do like that, but for my stream.
That'd be funny.
Like just right
that'd
in the
be
beginning,
sick.
like, "Hey, I'm Adam Savage and you're watching Christopher Clever. Have a good time." And then just start the stream. Every time I would use it.
That would be
It would be
awesome.
the most
that'd be
epic
great.
thing. If I ever find him in person, I'm getting a picture and I'm going to be like, "Can I just record a quick video with him?" Just like real quick.
We're gonna add him on Twitter and ask him now.
Yeah.
Yep.
That would
Yeah, we're
be
gonna add
probably, I would be partner in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Celebrity influence.
Celebrity influence. Oh man, that's
Yeah, it's like my Drake.
As soon as
As
Oh,
Ninja and
God.
Drake, it's me and Adam.
Yeah.
You know, funny thing, we are talking about the Gamers' Choice Awards. That won Gaming Moment of the Year. Sadly, Ninja playing
I
with
had
Drake.
fun with it. I mean, I saw it on the clips and stuff of it, but it's one of those things where it's just like when it becomes, "Oh, a celebrity jumped into a video game, wow!" But nothing really funny happened. You're like, "Oh,
Right.
okay."
Yeah, it's just like it's
Yeah.
cool. It's a big thing. Like I understand, Ninja kind of broke the ice into he's doing celebrity stuff. He's doing stuff for the NFL. Like he's branching out into all this stuff, and that's cool. But it's like him playing with him was like there wasn't really anything funny. Like it was just gaming. I don't know.
Well, and going off
You're
of
a
that,
hater.
it's also funny how I was actually talking to a friend of mine a while back about this. How I was born in '86, so I'm 32, and when I grew up in middle school, high school, whatever, I was definitely a sheltered child. I hung out in my room. Once I got a computer, I was building games and stuff, and I was always
Right.
doing something, right? But then that nerd culture was always made fun of. If you read comic books, if you played
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons, if you did any of that at all, if you weren't playing a board game that was Monopoly, then you're a nerd. Like what are you
Right.
talking about? You have
Yeah.
hit points, So now it's kind of weird how it's blossomed into this. Like I go on Twitch and I see some guy with a backwards hat and a football jersey playing Call of Duty all day, and he's just like, "Yeah, what's up, fam? How's it going?" And it's like, oh my god, like it's switched up. Not that I'm being like an elitist, because everybody enjoys Twitch and they should, but it's flipped the script a bit now, where it's so much more popular to do that stuff. And it's almost kind of like an alternate universe from like if I could tell my 15-year-old
Right.
me, like, all right, look, in the future, there, that Chad, Brad, Chance, Chase, whatever his name is, that's beating you up in school, he's totally going to be playing on Twitch, playing, Dead by Daylight all day and yelling at his girlfriend on stream.
Oh,
whatever,
speaking
whatever
of-
they do in their
definitely
free
just
time.
named like the top 3 like bully names of all time.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, my name's Chris, so it's like, who
I don't know
knows?
of any Chris bullies.
Are we going to the beach with Chris?
Yeah,
You what?
Yeah, you said speaking of which, when you
Yes,
mentioned the
Asim
dude who
was literally
The
just
Aussie
talking
guy.
to me about that before we brought you in here. He's like, "Did you see that video?" I was like, "No, I saw it all over Twitter." I guess this guy like Roundhouse slapped his wife on stream, or like what happened? I
Yeah,
didn't see it.
Trigger warning. Absolute trigger
Uh-oh.
warning. If you go, no, I'm serious. If you go see it, just be aware. It's pretty brutal sounding. It's only the sound, but it's kind of like
You don't actually see it.
no, you don't
No.
actually see it. But it's kind of like in Scarface when the chainsaw comes down on the dude's head. You don't see it, but it cuts away and you
Right.
hear it, and that's bad enough.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, dude,
I
that's-
saw that
that's
actually this
horrible.
morning, and I was just like appalled, like, dude. And he's just like, "Give me 10 more minutes." It's like, okay, you little brat. Like, I'm glad he's banned.
Oh no, she was asking him to do something and he got mad.
Yeah,
Because he
got up
wanted
and
more
slapped her.
time?
He got up and slapped her.
Oh,
and she's crying and called
no.
him a woman beater or something like that. She said something like that.
Ugh.
Yeah, and
Is
then
it a younger kid or?
He
He
looked
looked in his
young, but
20s,
I mean,
yeah.
he had to be in his 20s, like 25 maybe. I don't know. What a piece
Yeah,
of
dude.
shit,
What
though.
the-
I'm like people like that just.
on
it's-
top of everything,
that-
you heard a kid crying in the background, like they
Yeah.
have a kid together.
Oh,
Like,
man.
yeah, it was all bad, man. It was just
Yeah, and it's
horrible.
You know,
unfortunate that stuff
the-
happens all the time, though. I mean, it's
Yeah,
it's
I know.
unfortunate that the stream, And there are a lot of apologists about it too. Well, she should have left him alone after the first time she aggravated him. And I'm like, dude,
no,
get the hell off
bullshit.
Twitter. Like, get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you go
Yeah,
to his
exactly.
page and he's like, I stream Fortnite 24 hours. And I'm like, oh, God.
Of course you do. You fucking idiot.
Of course, it's only Fortnite streamers. They're the only ones. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
It's a gross mentality to have all around. And people who, make excuses for that type of behavior just need to be put out with them, because it's just, we don't need that toxic behavior, especially in any
Right.
platform, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Life in general.
Yeah.
So he did get banned off of Twitch. And
I know
he
he
got
got banned
arrested.
off Twitter. I don't know if he got banned off Twitch.
He got arrested.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he got arrested.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he
that's
got
an
arrested.
update I haven't heard.
Yeah. He
Good.
actually I don't remember if it was his Twitch or someone, but they called the authorities, and apparently he evaded them for like an hour or something, and then he got caught and got arrested. So
Good.
fuck that guy. So
I hope
there
he
you go.
gets punched in the face
Fuck that guy.
like a
Yeah, I hope
1,000
they-
times.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's good, but hopefully he gets some kind of punishment in the sense of hopefully first of all the wife gets out of that completely,
Yeah, absolutely.
and
I hope
she
that
can stay away from him, because someone like that could be completely off the rails and do something bad. So I
It's
hope
also
she
kind of
stays
crazy
safe.
too, because when situations like this happen and they go viral or they get public, a lot of times there will be like a GoFundMe attached, like, hey, help her get out of an abusive relationship or whatever. And I like stuff like that. I mean, even though I think a lot of people we'll transition into this too, but a lot of people use GoFundMe and stuff like that for dumb stuff, man. It's
Oh,
it's
my
so
God.
bad.
Yeah.
But stuff like that, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Like, because my mom and my dad got divorced, and they went through several fights, things that, weren't okay. And it's
Right.
it's one of those things that as a kid watching that, you don't want to, but you have to deal with it. And
Yeah.
I wish my parents had gotten divorced sooner, because of the situation. And it was never anything crazy, but it's still like, you don't want two people that don't match. And when you get in, you throw abuse in there as well. In this situation with the Aussie streamer, like, you throw abuse in there as well. Sometimes it's just a matter of trying to get away and you can't. You don't have the funds. You have a child. You have, and a lot of people don't understand that. Oh, just get away from him. Just get away from him. No, sometimes it's
It's not that easy. Yeah.
sometimes it's even a manipulation thing. It's guilt trips. It's gaslighting. It's making this person feel like it's their fault for being abused, and that's what abusers do. I've been in an abusive relationship almost 2 years. It was terrifying because I would keep going back and
It sucks.
apologizing, even though I didn't do shit. It was like, oh man.
Right.
So when you
Yeah,
get
and
in
I mean that
situation, you never know.
video, especially it being on video, and the guy knew his stream was on, that could not have been the first time
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
he did
That
something
wasn't the
like
first
that.
time.
So like, yeah, for sure. It's just it allowed her to actually get it out to someone, have someone hear it at least, and it's good he was arrested. But yeah, like that shit. I mean, as soon as something like that happens, like try to seek help, somewhere. But I know it's always not the
Yeah,
easiest.
definitely.
But
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things, man. With the GoFundMe thing, I think it's there's a lot of streamers out there who use donations and GoFundMes, and they'll use donations on stream as well. How do you guys feel about? Maybe I should ask you. How do you guys feel about like the donation bars and things when people kind of bring it up?
for what? Like, give me an example for what would we be donating?
Well,
for?
so some people will use them and say, yeah, like for instance, I used it like a couple of times, and I had a terrible gaming chair, and I was telling people like my back's hurting, I can only stream for 2 to 3 hours at a time, and my chat actually ended up pitching in for a gaming chair, like some with good lumbar support and all that, and that was something that they just decided to kind of throw in and do, whereas some people will make a GoFundMe for a brand new $1,600 computer. Help me out.
yeah, that's
It's like, what?
that's where they kind of lose me at that point. Like, for example, my girlfriend's brother right now, he's not really even a huge gamer, but he put a GoFundMe out. He's not a streamer or anything. He just put a GoFundMe because he wants a new computer, and I'm like, dude, what?
I mean, there are literally stories of people putting stuff
I
like
know.
that up there, and like random people just come by and like, man, I've got a couple $1,000. Here you go. Like it happens. So
Right.
like it doesn't bother me that people do that, but like they shouldn't expect somebody to actually take that
Right.
serious.
Yeah, I mean, you taking a chance is one thing, but like spreading it as an actual look. I know people out there have cancer, but can I please get a graphics card?
Right.
Like,
Yeah. Like that's fucked up.
it's whoa, dude. Like,
yeah.
it's just kind of silly, and you know, I think it's one of those expectation things. It comes down to expectations, and you're putting this on your community or people that you know. I mean, if you're 40,000 followers deep on Twitch and you're really got a solid community, and you're like, hey, I need, you know what, my computer's old. You know, in order to do full-time streams, I need this, you know, we need to set it up and do whatever. People will donate, but like you've got 87 followers on Twitch. You're not, what are you expecting really?
I think my thing is if you have a community, you know, like you said, you have 40, 50,000 followers, you have, you know, viewers that watch you all the time. You know, it's becoming more of a family. Things like that, when they put those things up on the screen for Twitch, I don't have a problem with it because, like, if you hadn't been talking about needing a new chair or you didn't put up, like, a donation bar on your stream for wanting a chair, like, I might have, you know, $10, $15 that I'm willing to share with you to help you get that chair, but I don't know. And if, you know, if your community doesn't know, then how... They're not. I don't know. I'm not just going to give somebody money, but if I'm part of a community and I see that person needs something, yeah, I'm going to help you out. Like you provide free content to the internet. If you need some help with something and I've got the money, I'm gonna help you out. So I think having donation goals on stream, you know, showing your sub numbers or having like a sub goal. I think we talked about this on a couple of other podcasts, but I'm all for it because if you're at 73 out of 75 sub goal, I'm like, man, I could donate 2 or, you know, give 2 subs to somebody on your channel to, you know, make you hit your goal because that makes me feel good.
You're basically crowdfunding yourself,
right?
So it makes sense. It only leaves a bad taste in my mouth when it's like somebody who's a very, very small streamer, 2 to 3 average views, and they're like, I need $1,000, and it's like, that's not really appropriate or applicable to your case, you know. But if you have a good community, a solid community, you're very independent on Twitch, you're doing your own thing, and you have people who already donate or already sub to you or already they're showing that support anyway, then it doesn't hurt to be like, well, for future reference, you know, all those donations are going toward this. Right. And then they're like, oh shit, I'll help you out, get a new whatever.
Exactly.
Or, you know.
Speaking of, Nathan, I need $50 for a new chair, dude.
You need my ass, dude.
No, yeah, I completely agree with that though. Like Lars, for example, he funded his or at least a portion of his TwitchCon trip from his community that helped him out. Like, I don't think stuff like that's bad at all. It's just exactly what you said when it's not appropriate for someone that, you know, has 2 to 3 viewers and they're asking for a outrageous amount. Or another thing that I've seen that bothers me is like a really big streamer that's asking for money for something. Like when it's for a cause, that's great. Love it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But when it's for something for them personally, it's like, dude, hold on, take a step back here. Like, unless they're really in a bind of some kind, then like I don't think that's appropriate either. So there's different times to use it and have it be appropriate, and there's times where it's not. So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I mean, I felt bad about asking for any donations. I didn't ask for them, but I felt bad about bringing it up that anybody who wanted to donate, it's going toward the clevernation.net website, because I had to pay for the domain, the hosting. We had to pay a guy to commission one of our plugins, and he actually worked with me programming it and stuff. So it was a hefty, pretty big fee, and even bringing it up on stream, I felt so uncomfortable. I was like, oh, I'm not trying to don't donate. I'm not telling you to donate, but, you know, I just spent $300 something of my own money doing this. And it's, you know, one of those things that if you want to help, you can. And it's just this kind of uncomfortable, like, awkwardness. It's such a weird, like, gray area for, really for so many things. And I agree with the bigger streamers too. It depends what it is. Like, if a bigger streamer comes out and says, hey, you know what? I quit my job to full-time stream, and this is what I do for a living, so any subs or donations matter to me. That helps me live, that helps me pay rent, that helps me get food, whatever. That's
I
awesome.
don't mind that
Like
at all.
that's a good way to put it. But when they say, "Oh, I need a new 4-wheeler," or I need, I
Right.
want to buy the 13th guitar for my collection.
Better save
You're
up,
like,
chunk.
oh god,
Yeah, like,
yeah. Like,
and I'm not
that's-
talking even about.
Just don't.
I'm
tell
not even
me.
talking about like partners. I'm talking about like the big guys. The guys that are making well above what they need to live. That
Yeah,
have asked.
the $50,000 a
Yeah,
month.
those
guys.
guys.
Jesus
and like
Christ.
those guys, and like I've seen them ask for something like that before, and maybe they were joking, maybe I took it wrong, but they asked for something like that, and I was like, man, like that's weird. Like you have money, you don't need to, ask
Yeah.
for the community. They already.
You're a
they
party
already
pooper,
give you-
though, son.
I am. Yeah, I'm a huge party pooper.
You always take the negative, like, meh.
I am a pessimist. yes.
Negative Nancy.
I am. Well, why don't you just shit on me some
I
more?
think. From my perspective, I think one of the things that makes a streamer good is if they're willing to innovate. And I mean, I'm not the most innovative person, but I think it's one of those things where we have so many streamers who are like, FaZe can play a game, FaZe can play a game, FaZe can play a game, and they just kind of, they're quiet and they just do their thing, and that's fine.
Right.
Like, there are going to be people who always support you, but we have seen an influx of newer streamers because of Ninja and Tim and all them, like at the top, and you get a lot of 15 to 20-year-old people coming in doing Fortnite and stuff. You're gonna, it's flooded. It's 70,000 people streaming at
Yeah.
once. It's, oh my god. But then, because of all that influx of people, I think people they don't realize that this is something where you can create content. You should make your stream a one-man show, or you know what I mean? Like, make it something spectacular. Entertain people, whether it's through sound effects or through chat interaction or through funny, being funny. Like, I mean, there should be something about your stream that when people jump in, they have to get hooked.
Yeah.
You have like 10 seconds to impress those people. And
Right.
it sucks going into a stream and being like, you're chatting and then you're just kind of the only few people in there, and you're chatting and they're just kind of staring at the screen,
Yeah.
and they're staring and they're staring, and then they notice your chat and they go, "Oh, hey, what's up? My name's so-and-so. We're Brian Streamer here." It's like, oh my God. Like, and you're trying way too, like,
Yeah.
it's too much. Like, you gotta, you know what? If you're that type of person, like I am, I'm super hyper. You can probably tell right now, I've been talking for like 17 minutes straight. But like, I get super hyped up, and I'm so, and this is me in general in life, and I just enjoy myself and I have a good time. And then while I'm on stream, I'm just talking to people. I'm just, jerking around and having a good
Joking
time.
around.
And it's like, if you're not that type, don't be that type. And if you are, don't do it only when people come in the chat. Like, try to make a good balance,
Yeah, I think
And Twitch is so full of people who can't master that, and it's become so many people that do that. And if I had any tip, I mean, I'm not that you guys asked me for tips, but anybody out there who's doing a Twitch stream, like, my first tip would be to come up with something that you're known for, like a branding or a thing that you do, a funny thing. Every time you get a sub, you
do this thing.
give
yeah.
them a hug on the camera or something. Just do something.
There was one guy, Ascend told me about, and I had to go watch him because just him saying it baffled me. But Ascend just started busting up laughing, scrolling through Twitch. And I was like, what are you laughing at? He's like, go to this dude's stream and follow. I went in there, I clicked follow. The guy turns around and starts licking the blinds on his window.
Yes.
And
What?
I
Oh my
about
God.
died, dude.
Yeah, his
was
stream name was
hilarious.
literally every follow, I'll lick the blinds. And people started coming in and following, and he would just sit back there and just lick his blinds on his window.
If his name isn't Blind Liquor on Twitch,
I don't remember what it was.
I'll be severely disappointed.
Oh, it was so funny, dude.
No,
That's a bit
Yeah,
extreme.
yeah.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I see a lot of people do this, like Bean Boozled, the little Jelly Belly, I don't know what they're called. The Bean Boozled boxes of jelly beans that, you have two different flavors, the same color, and you eat one and it could be like white coconut or it could be like vomit, and it's
Right.
like gross.
yeah.
But they'll do that with the sub stuff, and it's not original by any means, but it's people like
Something.
to interact.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something.
What I-
people like to interact.
What I really like from one of our guests that we had on, Tin, aka the Asian Invasion X, he what he does is every time someone subs to him, he does like the like in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, like when they would actually go into their ranger form or whatever, they would do their little spiel, like form of whatever the fuck, and then he does that whole thing every time it comes up. He has to stop what he's doing, so he could be in the middle of a game and people purposely try to screw him up playing his game by subbing to him in the middle of it, and he has to like let go and start doing it to the stream, which is amazing.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. Like I have an animation that I do when I get raided, which is just 4 versions of me dressed up. It's all the same, but it's like a mirrored image across the screen of me dressed up as Satan with horns, like red and all, or me dressed up as an 80s rock star doing like air guitar. And basically I just dance to like electronic music, and it has raid screaming across the screen. And people love it. They're just like, oh, this is fun. And it's like, it's just different variations of the same animation, different versions of me dressed up in dumb stuff.
Yeah.
But it was like fun to do green screen stuff with it. And I was like, oh, this is good.
Yeah. It's,
I mean, it's something that when people come in, they're like, oh, I followed just for the raid message. That's great. And then 2 weeks later, they're still in my stream. So I'm like, that's dope. Like, thanks for hanging out.
yeah, exactly. I think back to what you were saying a second ago, I definitely think the thing that all these new streamers that are coming from, watching Ninja and all those people, that they don't understand, what they don't understand is you can't go into streaming with the mindset of someone like Ninja or Shroud or those big guys, because their chat's going a million miles a second. They can't really interact that much with chat. They just can't. It's not possible. So because of that, their streaming is completely different from someone starting out, where you have to build a community, you have to get people around you. And then eventually, if you ever get to that point, then you'll experience that and what that's like. But a lot of people are like that, where they may be really good at Fortnite. Like, they may win all the time. And I've seen many people that are really good that have like 2 people watching them. And that's because they play just like Shroud would, where he's not really talking that much to chat. He's just sitting there making plays and being good at the game. And that works for him because that's what people go to watch him for. So.
Yeah, but it's kind of like let's compare it to something like modeling. Like how you can have a dude or a girl who looks amazing. Like 10 out of 10. Holy shit, you're hot. You're a hot. I don't know what happened on the biology level of that, but you got the perfect genes and you're way hot. You just posting selfies on Instagram constantly, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, do your thing.
Right.
But don't expect to blow up overnight just because you look pretty in a mirror. That's not going to happen. What you have to do as a lower, lower tier person that's trying to get into modeling, you have to get business opportunities. You have to network. You have to meet other models and go do photo shoots with them. And you have to do stuff. You have to actually put in the work. You can't just be like, well, I'm pretty, so this is awesome. Well, look at me. I have pecs and abs and this is great. Like, it's the same thing with streaming. You have to start out on the ground floor and you have to interact with your chat. You have to interact with other streamers. I know a guy who's been streaming for like 3 or 4 years, about the time that I have, and he has 1/8 of my follower count and he's got a couple people sitting in the chat, and he's never made any progress because, as far as like viewership goes, because he just plays the game and he doesn't like interacting with other people, and he's basically like, I won't do it. I'm not going to join a community. I'm a lone wolf. I'm going to do, and that's fine, but there's a reason you haven't made it anywhere, because nobody knows who you are. I don't care how good you are at a game.
Right. Yeah.
So
I agree with that.
You can damn well believe that when Ninja was playing all those games before Fortnite years ago, 6 years ago, he was probably talking to his chat quite a bit.
Yeah.
Oh,
For
yeah.
sure.
When it wasn't
100%.
moving a million miles an hour. He was probably interacting.
Yeah. All right,
It's very
Chris,
important.
well,
I don't think you can sit there and be in, resting focus face the whole time like I was during Black Ops.
yeah.
My chat was like, are you okay? Are you depressed? I was like, no, I'm just trying to win a game. Like, it's a totally different game from what I normally play, so it's weird.
Yeah. All right, Chris. Well, we've pretty much hit an hour at this point, so we're going to go into our random question of the day segment to kind of close things out. So,
Yeah.
This is a pretty simple one, I guess. Maybe you've been asked this. We can start a new counter on your stream. But if you found a guy that looks exactly like James Jamie Hyneman, the other guy from
Mhm.
Mythbusters, would you start up Mythbusters too?
I would love to. I think in theory it could work,
That would
but
be
I'm also
amazing to
not
see.
very intelligent. So I like when I compare it to like the stuff that they did on the show, I wouldn't even know where to begin. It would probably just be me getting drunk with the dude. Like that we could do like a Mythbusters Real World edition. Like let's just live together for like
I'd watch that, dude.
film it.
Oh, that's
see what happens.
amazing. Yeah.
Or at least bring him on a stream. You know,
Right.
like let's do Super Mario Party together. Just me and you, dude.
I think it would be amazing just to like if you did find someone that looked like Jamie Hyneman, it would be amazing to just like start a YouTube channel of you guys like being their doppelgangers and just doing not what they do. Like you don't do Mythbusters, you just do random shit like getting drunk and playing video games or something.
Yeah, it could be
That'd be
like the
hilarious.
complete opposite of Myth, but like alternate universe Mythbusters. I think that would be funny. That would be
That'd
really funny.
hilarious.
Just
Yeah.
walk around town, see how many people stop and stare at you. Like, no, that's actually not us. They're different people.
Yeah.
That's what
Or
I
we
would
could
do.
just recreate scenes from the actual Mythbusters, but just do it terribly, like where we accidentally blow ourselves up.
That'd be good. All right, man. Well, Chris, I had a lot of fun. I hope you did as
It
well.
was a pleasure.
Yeah, it was a pleasure
Um,
talking to you guys too. It's a lot of fun.
If people wanted to get in touch with you or check out Clever Nation or follow you on social media or anything like that, where can they do those things?
So I'm on twitch.tv/Christopher Clever, full name there. I'm on Twitter at the Chris Clever because Christopher Clever's too long apparently. And our community, if you want to check it out, whether you're a streamer, a viewer, content creator, I don't care if you're on Twitch, Mix, or YouTube, you're always welcome to check us out. We're on clevernation.net. And you can see any of our streamers on clevernation.net/live.
There it is.
There it is.
My saying. There it is. All right, guys. Well, that is it, and we will see you next week.
Goodbye.
Hey, you. Yes, you. Thank you so much for listening to the episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and even if you didn't, we would love to hear your feedback, which can be sent to cold1podcast@gmail.com or leave us a review on iTunes. It helps us gauge how we can make this podcast better for your enjoyment. If you would like to contact us, you can do that through our email or follow us on social media, which is at Cold1Podcast for Twitter and Facebook. We are now on Spotify as well as most podcast apps in existence, but if you prefer to listen to it online, head on over to our website, actionsperminute.net, for the latest episodes, a link to the APM Network Discord, or to check out any of our APM sponsored streamers. And lastly, if you like what we do, tell your friends and spread the good word. Thank you again, and remember, don't drink and drive.